Hey everybody, Scudder here today, and I hope you guys are doing great. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, then please go back and watch a couple of videos before this on my channel, because I don't want anyone to get offended. And this isn't a topic meant to offend anyone. It's actually meant to make you think and to help others. So the topic today is going to be about overweight individuals and preppers, as there are quite a few people who are preppers who watch my videos, and we talk about a lot of preparation and survival and things like that. And so one of the things that I wanted to address with this topic is whether or not you guys feel that preppers could survive in an STHF scenario. And I would really like it if you guys would do video responses to this. I know that, I don't know, for some reason, people just don't do a lot of video responses to my videos. And I'm not sure why that is, and that's okay. But this topic, I think, would be a great one to help spread throughout the prepping community. So if you guys will either share this video with people you know or make video responses so that your own subscribers can get more interested in this topic, then that would be great. So as you guys know, I'm on a weight loss journey that's starting this year. And one of the things that has really been on my mind a lot is for those of us preppers who are out there in the prepping community who are sharing information with other people to try to help them and their families. I also feel like we have a responsibility to be kind of what we say, if I can make that make sense somehow. What I mean by that is that you know, if you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. And we share videos with individuals telling them how to be prepared, learning new skills and things like that. But we have to take a look at ourselves as individuals and say, in a SHTF scenario, would we be able to function and handle that because of our physical statures? If you guys remember back last year, I made a video when I went to Montana, and that was the video when I hiked up the mountain. And that was a really hard video for me to make because it proved to me that in that type of scenario, I as an individual would have a hard time because I am so out of shape. And that was just a 1 mile hike up the mountain. And I didn't even make it all the way to the top. So that lets me know that in a really hard survival type situation, or even if things changed rapidly in my own community, that because of my poor physical shape, I would have a hard time probably sustaining and doing the things that I need to do. And I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone out there, and I certainly will not mention any names, but I watch a lot of people who make these type of prepping videos, and there are a number of individuals who probably could stand to be in better shape. And that's not pointing fingers. Like I said, I'm the chief sinner here. I'm number one, because you guys know my situation. And you know, obviously, that you can see that I'm out of shape, so I'm trying to change that now and rectify that. But some things that, I think people don't think about are situations, and even everyday situations, where you may find yourself in a situation and you're going to need to rely on your health and your physical ability to be able to get through those situations. Just a couple of things that I thought of was, let's say something happens and overnight gas prices spike to $10, $12 a gallon. And a lot of people say, oh, that'll never happen, but it could. Look at other countries where it has. So what happens when you're in that situation and you have to make a decision? Are you going to use your money to buy food, or are you going to use your money to buy gas? Well, in that situation, what happens if you don't have the money to put towards gasoline? So you're going to have to start walking or maybe riding a bike to town just to be able to buy food, medicine, supplies, things like that. Well, if town is 10, 15, 20 miles away, are you in enough physical shape that you're going to be able to walk to town or bike to town, buy the supplies you need, and then carry them back? You know, in a situation, if you're even 10 miles away, that's a 20-mile round trip. Could you do that? So that's something you need to think about. What happens if you're in a scenario where you lose communications, you lose electricity, and all of a sudden you find, and I'm talking for an extended period of time, and all of a sudden you find you have to start doing a lot of physical labor around your house. You're going to have to start building things and repairing things by hand as opposed to using power tools. You may have to start gardening, instead of going to the grocery store. Things like that. Well, you have the physical ability to be able to do those things. And you don't think about it right now because you have all these modern conveniences. But what happens in a situation where you don't have those modern conveniences and you have to start relying on your own physical strength and your own health to be able just to do daily tasks? Another situation I thought of was, a lot of times we talk about, home invasions and things like that. Well, in a situation where, STHF has happened and we don't have the protection of the government or the police, or in some cases they could be the enemy at that point, then you're going to have to protect and fortify your homestead, and you're going to have to be able to protect your family. And think about it and be honest with yourself. If someone broke into your house right now, and I'm not talking about relying on firearms and things like that. I'm talking about having to rely on hand-to-hand combat to protect yourself or your family. Physically, would you be able to do that? Do you have the strength? Do you have the stamina to be able to fight someone? What if that person is twice your size? What's going to happen if you don't have the strength to be able to protect yourself and your loved ones? And these are things that a lot of people don't really think about in their mind. I think that we think about them kind of somewhere in the back of our minds, but we always say, well, that may not ever really be a reality, so I'm going to put that kind of on the back burner for now. But in a bad scenario, that could happen very quickly. Just look at just one example of something happening. I'm thinking of when Katrina hit, and all of those people had to flee their homes very rapidly. And think of all of those people that were at the stadium, and there were a lot of cases of rape going on to some of the women there in the stadium. Well, are you going to be strong enough? Do you have the strength? Do you have the endurance? Do you have the stamina to be able to defend yourself in that situation? Could you leave your home that quickly and travel, especially if you had to travel by foot? And, these are things, that we don't think about, and anything could happen, overnight. So that's just kind of something that I want to put out there to get you guys to think about, because, I'm understanding now, especially as an older gentleman. I'm in my mid-40s now, and my health has changed, and it's not as easy for me to get out and walk 15 and 20 miles. It's not as easy for me to get out and have to cut down a tree just for firewood. Not to mention having to haul all that wood by hand, things like that. And I think that people are not thinking about this aspect of prepping. They're putting more emphasis on stocking up supplies and things like that. But this is probably the first step you need to start thinking about. Because if you are not physically able to handle yourself in these types of situations, all the food that you have stocked, all the guns and ammo and water and seeds and all of that isn't going to mean a hill of beans. Because if you're not able to physically handle yourself in these situations, then you've already defeated yourself. So you guys share your thoughts with me on this. As I said, it would be great if some of you preppers could make a video response to this video, so that we can kind of get this ball rolling and get people to thinking about this and talking about this, because this is a very important aspect of the prepping lifestyle. So share your thoughts and comments with me. You guys take care. God bless you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.